Hello students. So now we are going to start with the next topic of your chemistry syllabus, that is states of matter or gaseous state. सबसे पहले before starting with the chapter, and as the name of the chapter suggests gaseous state, तो इस chapter में हम लोग बहुत सारी बातें करेंगे about gases. But then before starting with gases, एक बहुत simple सा फंडा कर लेते हैं, that is a basic difference जो हमें लगने वाला है in this chapter. The basic differences between solid, liquid and gas. I already know that yes, you're pretty well aware with it, but let's quickly revise it in a very short and crisp manner. So we have some parameters. You have solid, liquids, and gases. The first parameter that we'll be discussing is the intermolecular distance. Solid में the molecules are very close to each other. So obviously intermolecular distance क्या होगा? Minimum. Liquids में it would be moderate, ना बहुत कम, ना बहुत ज़्यादा. And gases it would be maximum. सबसे ज़्यादा intermolecular distance gases में आएंगे. Okay, intermolecular distance हो गया. Now let's talk about intermolecular forces. Again, as we discussed, solids में the molecules are close to each other, so obviously yeah, force बहुत ज़्यादा लगेगा. So therefore intermolecular forces in solids is maximum, liquids is moderate, and gases is again minimum. Next parameter is the shape. Solids have a definite shape. Liquids and gases both take up the shape of the container in which they are kept. And lastly is the volume or the size. In solid, the size is definite. In liquids, obviously size नहीं होता, volume होगा. So volume is definite, and in gases, the volume is indefinite. So these are few basic differences between solid, liquid and gases. एक और स्टेट ऑफ मैटर है, या रादर दो स्टेट्स ऑफ मैटर है जो तुम्हें पता होने चाहिए. अगेन नो क्वेश्चंस वुड बी आस्क्ड ऑन दिस, बट यस डेफिनेटली you should be knowing them. And the next state of matter that we will write down over here is plasma. Okay, what is plasma, बच्चे? Plasma is nothing but a superheated gas. गैस को जब आप बहुत ज्यादा हीट कर लेते हो, then that state of matter would be referred as a plasma. So superheated gas is referred as plasma. And अगर आपसे एक क्वेश्चन पूछा जाए कि प्लाज्मा नेचर में कहाँ ऑब्जर्व होता है, obviously it is observed in sun is an example of plasma, and along with that during lightning. अच्छा, lightning में क्या होता है? Lightning, a very high amount of energy travels through the atmosphere में तो gases होता है, right? So what happens? Because the energy is traveling through the gaseous state, वो जो gas है around the lightning, वो gases बहुत ज़्यादा heat हो जाता है, and because of that what happens? The gases or the molecules of the gases gets excited, जिसके वजह से वो electrons को eject कर देता है. And this mixture of electrons and positively charged atom, electrons plus positively charged atom, is referred as plasma. इसको याद रखना. Plasma is simply the mixture of electrons and positively charged atoms. Okay, why do they become positively charged? Obviously अगर electrons lose हो जाएंगे किसी एक atom में से, तो atom के ऊपर positive charge आ जाएगा. थोड़ी देर के बाद क्या हो जाएगा? When the energy subsidies, when the energy reduces, again the electrons will come back to the original state or their ground levels, and everything will become back to normal. ओके अच्छा, एक और एग्जांपल इसका जो आपने स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ एटम में पढ़ा था, कैथोड रे ट्यूब एक्सपेरिमेंट. कैथोड रे ट्यूब एक्सपेरिमेंट में भी आपको प्लाज्मा देखने मिलता है. कैसे? आपने पढ़ा था कैथोड रे ट्यूब में द इलेक्ट्रॉन गेट्स इजेक्टेड, ओके, एंड इट ट्रेवल्स फ्रॉम द एनोड टुवर्ड्स द कैथोड, परफेक्ट. बट देन ड्यूरिंग दैट वो क्या करता है? वो बाकी इलेक्ट्रॉन्स को भी इजेक्ट करवाता है. कौन से इलेक्ट्रॉन्स को? इलेक्ट्रॉन्स ऑफ द गैस. And because of that, again what you will get a mixture of electrons, and you will get a mixture of positively charged atom, and this will be referred as plasma. Okay, एक और state of matter है जो आपको याद रखना है, which is Bose-Einstein condensate. Okay, now what is Bose-Einstein condensate? देखो, जैसे plasma is superheated gas, वैसे Bose-Einstein condensate is supercooled solid. Okay, supercooled solid. Okay, now supercooled मतलब कितना cool करेंगे? Then we will cool it to a temperature of -273 degree Celsius. So जब आप -273 degree Celsius के टेम्परेचर पे किसी एक गैस को कूल करते हो, या सॉरी किसी एक सॉलिड को कूल करते हो, then that state of matter would be referred as Bose-Einstein condensate. यहाँ पे एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट सी चीज याद रखना, at a temperature of -273 the individuality of an atom is lost. मतलब अगर मैं बोलूं कि आपके पास एक आयरन ब्लॉक है, तो दिस आयरन ब्लॉक इज मेड अप ऑफ मेनी स्मॉल एटम्स, राइट? बट आप इमेजिन करो कि आपने इस आयरन ब्लॉक को कूल कर दिया एट अ टेम्परेचर ऑफ -273 डिग्री सेल्सियस, तो होगा क्या? इसके अंदर जितने भी छोटे छोटे एटम्स है, they would lose their individual identity, and this entire iron block will start acting like one single atom, and this single atom would be referred as a super atom. Okay, so this is what is called as Bose-Einstein condensate and plasma. Again, ये दोनों states of matter आपसे पूछे नहीं जाएंगे, so we need not worry about this the chapter name as it suggests gaseous state, हम लोग maximum बातें करेंगे about gases. Okay, so चलो let's start with discussion about gases. सबसे पहले what you need to know is that gases दो तरीके के होते हैं, एक होता है ideal gas, दूसरा होता है real gas. Okay, now what is an ideal gas? Let's check. Ideal gas are gases which will follow all the gas laws at any given temperature and any given pressure. ये सबसे important. Ideal gases are the gases which will follow gas laws at any given temperature and any given pressure. Okay? अच्छा, क्या ideal gas actually होते हैं? Then नहीं. Ideal gas is a hypothetical concept. What do you mean by an hypothetical concept? It is an imaginary concept. Okay? Ideal gas जैसे कुछ नहीं होता. Okay, this is an imaginary concept. So there is nothing called as an ideal gas. There is only a thing called as real gases. But आप real gases को ideal gas की तरह behave करवा सकते हो. कैसे? देखेंगे थोड़ी देर में. Don't worry about it. Okay. So अभी तक हम लोग ने एक चीज पढ़ी कि ideal gases hypothetical होते हैं, actually exist नहीं करते, imaginary होते हैं. And what are ideal gases? So ideal gases are those gases which will follow all the gas laws at any given temperature and any given pressure. अब ideal gas होता नहीं है, it's an imaginary concept, है ना? So for this ideal gas, you need to have some postulates. You need to have a theory which will explain ideal gas for you. Okay, so these are the assumptions of an ideal gas theory. Let's have a look at the assumptions for the ideal gas theory. चलो एक एक करके देखते हैं. सबसे पहला assumption is that for an ideal gas, the intermolecular distance is very large. It has huge intermolecular distance. ए मतलब अगर intermolecular distance बहुत ज्यादा है, तो can I say the molecules are very far apart from each other? Absolutely. But if the molecules are very far away from each other, अगर molecules बहुत दूर है एक दूसरे से, मतलब volume of the gas should be more or less. The volume is maximum, I can say. जितना possible maximum volume possible है, आप उतना maximum volume लेके चलो, तभी आपके gas molecules एक दूसरे से बहुत दूर हो जाएंगे. If they go very far from each other, that means the volume is increasing. Okay, and therefore what you will say, if the molecules are very far from each other, the intermolecular forces are negligible, or let me just add a word over here, they are zero. Please remember this word, very, very important. So the first postulate of an ideal gas suggests that an ideal gas needs to have maximum intermolecular distance and zero intermolecular forces, or I would say minimum intermolecular forces. When is maximum intermolecular distance possible? Only when your volume is large enough, your volume is maximum, you can just keep on expanding the gas. Okay, this was the first postulate. Let's have a look at the second postulate. What does the second postulate say? The second postulate says that the volume occupied by the atoms of an ideal gas is very small as compared to the volume of the container. Let's understand the meaning for this. Let's suppose you have a container in which you have packed some ideal gas. Okay, so these molecules, they are just moving around in this container. Okay, now the postulate says that if you calculate the volume of each individual atom, of this gas, if you calculate the volume of each individual atom, the total volume of the atoms, is going to be very, very small as compared to the volume of the entire container in which it is enclosed. And वो होना भी चाहिए, because if that's not the case, obviously you won't be able to have a large volume. Molecules अगर बहुत ज्यादा है, okay, if the volume of the molecule is very large, अगर total volume of the molecule is very large, मतलब आपके पास बहुत ज्यादा molecules है, and if you have more molecules, obviously there won't be an situation where you can achieve maximum intermolecular distance. And if you can't achieve maximum intermolecular distance, obviously you're violating your first ideal gas law, correct? So even that's not possible. Let's have a look at the third postulate. The third postulate says that the molecules of the gas collide, on the inner walls of the container, thus giving rise to the pressure of the gas. Iska meaning kya hai? Meaning, if you consider this as the wall of the container, जिसके अंदर आपका गैस enclosed है, तो यहाँ से गैस मॉलिक्यूल आएगा, it would hit the wall of the container. अब ये क्या करेगा? The gas molecule will exert a certain force per unit area, and because of this, what you will get? You will get a pressure of a gas. Okay, so ideal gases, definitely it exerts pressure onto the container in which it is enclosed. How is that done? So when the gas molecule hits the inner wall of the container, it exerts certain force per unit area, and this certain force per unit area gives rise to the pressure of the gas. Okay, we'll study this later on also, don't worry. The next one, the collisions of the gases are perfectly elastic. That means there is no loss in momentum. Now, let's understand this point in detail. First of all, what do you mean by elastic collisions? Meaning, let's suppose you have a molecule A. Let me just mark it with a different color for you. Let's suppose you have molecule A traveling in this direction. Okay, and you have a molecule B traveling in the opposite direction. Okay, let's say molecule A travels with a velocity of v1, molecule B travels with a velocity v2. Now, when you say that the collisions are perfectly elastic, meaning when A and B collide with each other, when they hit each other, okay, they would retrace back with the same velocity. Meaning when A and B एक दूसरे को hit करेंगे, जब ये वापस जाएंगे, they would again go back with the same velocity. A वापस v1 वाले velocity से जाएगा, B वापस v2 वाले velocity से जाएगा. Okay, now just understand one more thing, बच्चे. If you remember, what is the formula for kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is half mv square. Okay, अच्छा, जब गैस मॉलिक्यूल्स एक साथ कोलाइड करेंगे, तब ऑब्वियसली मास तो चेंज होगा नहीं. जब दो मॉलिक्यूल्स एक साथ कोलाइड करेंगे, ओके, या आप जस्ट मान लो इफ टू marbles are colliding with each other, there won't be practically any loss of mass unless they are colliding way fast. Okay, if the collision is way fast, then obviously there would be a loss in mass, but otherwise mass में कोई loss तो होगा नहीं. मतलब mass अभी भी constant है. पहले A का जो mass था वैसे ही है, B का जो mass था even that is same. But now if the velocity changes, I can say kinetic energy also changes. Am I right? So over here, what I can say, that half is constant, m is constant. So therefore, I can say kinetic energy is directly proportional to v square. And if this is true, understand my point. If this is true, and you are saying that the collisions are perfectly elastic, मतलब पहले भी velocity v1 थी, collision के बाद भी velocity v1 है. पहले भी velocity v2 थी, collision के बाद भी velocity v2 है. So if the velocity is not changing, my dear students, even kinetic energy will remain same. So over here, what you can say, that whenever the collisions are perfectly elastic, please remember this point, the kinetic energy of molecules is unchanged. Okay, यहाँ पे what you can say, that the kinetic energy of the molecule is unchanged. Fine. Let's go on with the next point. The next point about ideal gas theory. First, let's complete this unchanged. Okay. Last point. Last point. What does it say? That the laws of classical mechanics are applicable on molecular motion of the gas. Now, what do you understand by molecular motion of the gas? Check करना. आपने इस गैस को let's once again have a look at the container जिसमें हम लोग ने गैस को enclose करके रखा है. Okay. Now in this container ये जो molecule है गैस का, ये तो किसी भी random motion में move करेगा, है कि नहीं? It will have just a random motion, and this random motion of this gas molecule would be referred as what? This would be referred as Brownian motion. Okay. So what I can say कि इस Brownian motion के ऊपर आप कौन से laws लगा सकते हो? You can apply the laws of classical physics on Brownian motion or on the motion of the gas molecules. ठीक है? Classical physics मतलब कौन से? Newtonian physics के law और Newton's law आप इसके ऊपर apply कर सकते हो. ठीक है? So these were all the postulates of an ideal gas. Ideal gas postulate comes as a direct 2-marker question. So my advice to you is at least by heart 4 points out of the 5 points. Okay, so that would be my advice from you. Till then, we'll meet in the next module. Till then, thank you, students, and happy learning.